Hi there. I'm just going to briefly talk about how to start a partnership in Kansas. Now that could be a limited partnership, a general partnership, or a limited liability partnership. But regardless of the type, you're going to have to file the necessary forms and filing fees with the Secretary of State. It's only domestic limited partnerships that will enjoy the ability to file online. Everyone else will have to download the PDF application. Also, click on this link here to view the Uniform Limited Partnership Act, and that'll cover all the state statutes for any filing that needs to be done for partnerships. Now, if you're deciding to file online, you're going to be able to pay your filing fee using a credit card. Otherwise, you're going to need to pay with a check made payable to the Secretary of State for one of these filing fees. It's pretty much $165 across the board, unless you're forming a general partnership, in which it's only $35. Now you're going to attach that fee along with the certificate of good standing if you're a foreign partnership, and then the original application, of course, and send those all into this address here and await correspondence. This is the address of the Secretary of State. So that's the basic way that you're going to go about filing. It's pretty straightforward. Now, before you submit your application, we suggest that you perform a business entity search. That's to make sure that there's no other business which is registered under the name that you plan to use in the state of Kansas. Now, if this is the case and you're a foreign partnership, you need to operate using a fictitious name or an alternative name. Those who are domestic partnerships and have found that their chosen name has been taken, you're just going to have to change it. That's all there is to it. Also, if you'd like to avoid the use of a fictitious name and there's a period of time between you deciding to file with Kansas and you actually filing with Kansas, you can perform a name reservation, and that's going to, well, I mean, it'll do what it sounds like. It'll reserve your name for a period of 120 days before you file with the Secretary of State. That's going to cost you $30 as well, so it's not too bad. It can be done online. It's super simple. Click on this link here and we'll give you a tutorial that'll walk you through that process. As I said already here, I just mentioned briefly the Certificate of Good Standing, sometimes called the Certificate of Existence or Status, which needs to accompany all foreign applications. So we're just going to walk you through each different type of filing process. And as I said earlier, domestic limited partnership is the only one which will be able to apply online. So first thing you need to do is log into your account, the Kansas Business Center, and then navigate to this web page. That'll present you with this form here. So you've got name to be reserved, or sorry, name not reserved on the left hand side. That's if you haven't performed a name reservation and you just want to see if your name's available. Enter it there. Otherwise, if you've reserved online, provide the name here, or reserved on paper on the bottom right hand window. The next step will be selecting a registered agent. So the first window you'll have to select the registered agent type, while after that you can type in the name. This example is if it's an individual, however if it's a business it might look a little bit different than that, but yeah, it's just entering the name into the form. Following that, you'll need to provide the official mail, so either you can select that it should be sent to the registered agent's office, or you can select an alternative address. If you click on this, you'll need to supply the address in the next window. Following that, you'll have to provide what's called the dissolve date. So it's the latest date upon which the limited partnership is to dissolve. Once you've done that, click continue. Then you have to enter in all the partnership, or partner rather, information. So all the general partners, you have to indicate in the first step here whether it's going to be an individual or a business, and then provide the information on the following pages, their name and address. Once you've provided all the general partnerships names, or sorry, again, all the general partners names, you'll be given a list like this, and then you can click continue after you finish verifying. The final page here is just to show a preview of everything you've just submitted. So click show preview. If it looks like you've done everything correctly, click continue on the following window. Then you'll have to enter the email address for which you'll receive correspondence from the Secretary of State, as well as the signature of all the general partners, and that'll just involve typing in the name here and clicking I agree. On the following page, you'll be able to pay the filing fee by clicking on continue to checkout. And that's all there is to filing for a domestic LP online. Now all the other ones are pretty much the same. To file for an LP using a paper filing, you'll need to download the filing forms here. It's either a foreign limited partnership application or certificate for Kansas limited partnership, and they look all very similar and require pretty much the same information. Name of partnership, name and address of registered agent, mailing address, tax closing month, name and address of each general partner, duration of partnership, effective date, and date and signature of each general partner. So if it's foreign, the only thing you need to add is the information about your original state or country and the nature of your business that you plan to transact in Kansas, and that'll be the same pretty much for GPs. Supply all that information. You got the link here to form a general partnership in Kansas. Limited liability partnerships, it's not as though you're just forming one. You have to be a general partnership already, and you're filing to qualify as an LLP from a GP, which is just giving limited liability to the partners of your business. If you're a foreign limited liability partnership, it's the same thing. You can click here or here for each one of those forms, and you'll need to provide just this limited amount of information for each one. Yeah. So after you've done that, as we spoke before, you'll have to attach the filing fees and mail it into the Secretary of State. A few tips following your filing. If you're a new partnership, you'll need to apply for an employment identification number on the IRS website. This will allow the IRS to identify you when you're reporting your withheld taxes, and you'll also be able to then open bank accounts using the partnership name, apply for credit cards, perform any kind of financial transaction. You'll need the EIN for that. Partnership agreement. This is a document which will just serve as a guideline for how you're going to run your partnership. It's an internal document. You don't need to file it with the Secretary of State, but we definitely recommend that you take a look at our template that we have linked here. Have your attorney look it over as well, and just fill in all the blanks, and it'll just serve as sort of a reference point for all the general partners of your business. Finally, each year you're going to need to file an annual report, which is pretty much just what it sounds like. You're updating the Secretary of State with any changes which occurred over the previous year. If you fail to do this, you're going to lose your status of in good standing, and with enough time, you risk dissolution as well. So I think there's different filing fees for each partnership type. But regardless, it's not too much, and the online filing method for filing your annual report is also super simple. And that's all there is to it. Hope that was helpful, guys. Take care.